Ever watched Peppa Pig frame by frame? Don't! It's chaos. But since we did, here's what's seriously wrong. 1. Lipstick that vanishes like a ghost. In the dressing up episode, Peppa and George play with old clothes and pretend to be their parents. Peppa throws on Mummy Pig's dress, grabs some makeup, and applies bright lipstick to complete her mummy look. Everything makes sense. Until it doesn't. Later in the episode, Peppa takes off the dress. Poof! No lipstick. It's completely gone. Not smudged, not faint, just disappeared, as if it was never there. Either Peppa used the world's first auto-removing lipstick, or something strange is happening with her face. Makeup doesn't vanish like magic, especially not mid-scene. So what happened? Did the animators forget about it? Or did Peppa's face absorb it like a hungry sponge? Whatever the reason, it's one of those blink and gone moments that just shouldn't happen. 2. The splash that lied to us. In the Lost Keys episode, Daddy Pig drops the car keys into a street drain. To check how deep it is, Mrs. Rabbit throws in a stone. When it lands, we hear a clear splash, like it fell straight into water. Problem is, there's no water down there. Later in the same episode, Mr. Bull shows up with a crane to fish out the keys. This time, we see the bottom of the drain clearly. It's completely dry. Not a puddle, not a drop. So where did the water go? Did it dry up in 5 minutes under the blazing cartoon sun? Or was it never there at all? Maybe the splash sound was added just for drama. Either way, someone's lying, and it's not the stone. 3. The case of the disappearing carrots. In the episode, Rebecca Rabbit, Peppa and George visit Rebecca's house and learn how much rabbits love carrots. When lunch is served, each character gets 3 slices of carrot. George hesitates to eat, but Peppa is sitting right next to him, all ready to munch. Then, something strange happens. As the camera zooms in on George, we can clearly see Peppa's plate beside his. It's empty, totally clean. Just seconds earlier, it had 3 carrots on it. So either Peppa inhaled them like a vacuum in the blink of an eye, or someone forgot to keep the carrots consistent. Unless Peppa learned a teleportation trick, those carrots simply vanished into thin air. No chewing involved. 4. The brown cat who defies space and time. In Mr. Potato's Christmas show, the kids gather in a theater to watch a live performance. Peppa sits near the back row with her friends, and in front of her sits a brown cat. Everything seems normal until the camera cuts away. Suddenly, the same brown cat is no longer in front of Peppa, it's in the front row. A few seconds pass, the camera cuts again, and guess what? The cat is magically back in front of Peppa, then it's back in the front row. Then it's not. It's like the cat has a backstage portal or is moonlighting as a Marvel superhero. Either this feline has mastered teleportation or someone on the animation team lost track of where they put her. It's a Christmas miracle or a continuity disaster. 5. The gear lever that just won't stay put. In the episode Desert Island, Grandpa Pig and his friends set sail for a fishing trip. On the boat, we clearly see a gear lever near the steering wheel. All seems fine until it doesn't. When the boat reaches the island, the gear lever has mysteriously vanished. Not moved, gone. Later, Daddy Dog arrives in a different boat to rescue them. His boat does have a gear lever, but it's in a completely different spot, way off to the edge. Then, in the very next scene, that same lever is now right beside the steering wheel. And just when you think it's settled, poof, it disappears again. 3 boats, 3 lever positions, 0 explanation. Are the levers playing hide and seek? Or is the animation team just winging it with boat anatomy? Either way, it feels less like a fishing trip and more like a nautical mystery. 6. Stretchy arms and gravity-defying fashion. In the dressing up episode, Peppa and George dig into a chest of old clothes to play pretend. But here's where things get weird. The chest is far away, definitely out of reach. Yet somehow, both Peppa and George magically grab clothes without taking a single step. Their arms stretch across the room like they're made of rubber. Peppa snatches a dress, George grabs a coat, and nobody questions how they're doing it. Then, the clothes float perfectly onto their tiny bodies. No struggle at all. George even fits into Daddy Pig's coat, which should swallow him whole. But no, everything fits just fine. Either they have superpowers no one told us about, or Peppa Pig's world has a very flexible definition of physics. At this point, we wouldn't be surprised if their ears doubled as coat hangers. 7. The moon that needed a break. In the new dinosaur episode, it's nighttime, and Peppa and George are in their bedroom. Outside the window, we see stars and a big bright moon. Classic bedtime scene. But then the camera cuts to another angle, showing Mummy and Daddy Pig in the same room. Strangely, the moon is gone, completely vanished. The stars are still there, but the moon? Nowhere to be seen. Did it set in the time it took to change the camera angle? Or maybe it got tired and clocked out early. Either way, this celestial body seems to have a schedule of its own. One moment it's glowing proudly, the next it's on a coffee break. Even the moon doesn't want to stick around for bedtime stories. 8. The fruit that plays peekaboo. In the Bouncy Ball episode, Peppa and her friends are outside playing football near 4 fruit trees. At first, everything looks normal. Each tree is loaded with fruit. But just moments later, as the camera shifts during the game, all the fruit suddenly disappears. Not a single apple or pear in sight. Then, as if nothing happened, the fruit magically reappears when Rebecca Rabbit scores a goal. No one picked them. No fruit fell. They just blinked out of existence and came back like it was part of some fruity magic trick. Either the trees are trolling us or the animators forgot what they drew. Apparently, even the fruit in Peppa Pig has stage fright and shows up only when the camera angle feels right. 9. The haunted wall art. In Richard Rabbit Comes to Play, George and Richard are in Peppa's room having a chaotic little playdate. On the wall behind them, 2 familiar drawings can be seen. An elephant and a fairy, both taped up neatly above the bed. But then something strange happens. As the camera zooms out just a few seconds later, those same drawings are no longer where they were. They've floated higher, way higher, now sitting above the headboard like they're trying to escape. No one moved them. No chairs were dragged in. The pictures just shifted. Either Peppa's house has some very sneaky wall climbing art, or the animators weren't paying attention. Maybe the fairy drawing decided to take flight for real. Or maybe it's the elephant that's afraid of toddlers. 10. The balloons that multiply and swap colors. In Daddy Pig's birthday, Mummy Pig plans a sweet surprise with Peppa and George. She steps outside carrying exactly 4 balloons, clearly visible in her hands. But when the family ties them to a tree for the party, surprise. Now, there are 6 balloons floating proudly. No one brought extras. No balloon delivery truck arrived. They just appeared out of nowhere, like the tree sprouted 2 birthday balloons of its own. And that's not even the weirdest part. When Daddy Pig finally comes outside to enjoy the surprise, the colors of the balloons have magically switched places. The pink one that was on the left is suddenly on the right, and the yellow one's having an identity crisis. Are we watching a birthday party or a magic act? Either Mummy Pig's hiding balloon superpowers, or this tree has some seriously festive energy. 11. The Curious Case of the Missing Barbecue. In the Great Barrier Reef episode, Peppa and her family are staying at their Australian friend's house. Early on, we get a clear shot of the front yard, complete with a shiny barbecue grill sitting proudly near the house. But after they return from an underwater submarine adventure, something feels off. The grill is gone, completely vanished. No trace of it anywhere. Did someone roll it away while they were exploring the reef? Maybe Australia has barbecue bandits? Or perhaps it wandered off on its own in search of better sausages. Whatever the case, nobody mentions it. It's just silently erased from existence. In Peppa's world, grills apparently come and go like beach towels in the wind. 12. The disappearing tie trick. In the episode In a Fairy Tale, the pig family heads over to Grandma and Grandpa Pig's house and bumps into Mr. Wolf outside. He's dressed quite sharply. Purple outfit, shirt, and a neat little tie. Very proper. But when the scene shifts indoors and everyone's gathered at the table, Mr. Wolf is sitting there, tieless. The shirt's still there, but the tie has completely vanished. No one mentions it, and there's no time gap where he could have taken it off. Did he get too warm on the walk-in? Or is he just one of those guests who undresses casually the moment he crosses your doorstep? Either way, the tea didn't make it to dinner. In the world of Peppa Pig, even fashion accessories have commitment issues. 13. The puppet box that breaks all math. In Chloe's puppet show, Chloe shows Peppa and the gang a box full of plain puppets ready to be painted. At first, the box clearly holds 4 puppets. She takes one out, so now there should be 3. Simple, right? Wrong. The very next scene shows the box holding 5 puppets instead, more than before. Then she paints one, pulls out another, and suddenly the box is back to 3 again. The numbers change with every angle, like the puppets are cloning themselves when no one's looking. Either Chloe's secretly a puppet sorceress, or these felt creatures are multiplying like gremlins after midnight. Forget math, this is dark puppet magic at work, and the animators clearly lost count trying to keep up. 14. The picnic that magically multiplied, then vanished. In the episode Nature Trail, Peppa and her family go on a relaxing outdoor picnic until the ants arrive. At first, we see a simple spread. A few fruits, maybe a sandwich or two, then chaos hits. The ants swarm the blanket and start carrying off the food. But wait, where did those extra grapes, carrots, pears, and even pizza slices come from? They weren't there a second ago. It's like the picnic grew behind everyone's back, just so the ants could steal more. No one questions it. The family just watches their meal disappear, including items that literally spawned mid-scene. Either these ants have some serious menu demands, or Peppa's picnic was quietly doubling behind the scenes. It's the only picnic in history that gets bigger after you unpack it. 15. The door that can't pick a side. In Chloe's puppet show, the pig family arrives at Chloe's house and walks through the front door. From the outside, the handle is clearly on the left, but once they step inside, the same door suddenly has the handle on the right. Just like that, flipped. Nobody turned the house around. The door didn't rotate, it just changed. Either Chloe lives in some kind of magical, shifting door dimension, or the animators lost track of which side they started on. This isn't just a continuity error. It's a full-blown identity crisis for a door. 1 minute, it's left-handed, the next, it's right-handed. At this point, the only thing missing is a portal to another cartoon universe. 16. George and the mysterious line jump. In the nursery rhyme episode, the kids are lined up to sing Danny Dog's song. George is right where he should be, way at the back, behind Wendy Wolf. But moments later, as the song begins, George magically appears near the front, standing behind Susie's sheep like he's been there the whole time. No one noticed him sprint up, no one moved, he just shifted instantly. Either George mastered teleportation or someone got lazy with the lineup. It's a full-on game of musical chairs with no music and way too much mystery. Honestly, if George can break space-time to cut in line, maybe he deserves that spot. 17. The changing room doors that changed reality. In the swimming episode, Peppa's family heads to the pool and uses the colorful changing room doors. At the start, the order is clear: blue, yellow, red, green. Daddy Pig comes out of the blue door, Mummy from the green, and so on. Everything's where it should be. But by the end of the episode, something bizarre happens. The doors have completely changed positions. The blue door is now red, the green one swapped places, and the whole color lineup is scrambled like a toddler's memory game. Did the pool staff repaint them mid-episode? Or did we just enter a cartoon version of the Upside Down? Either way, if you're trying to learn colors from this show, good luck. These doors clearly have commitment issues. 18. The drawing that changed behind our backs. In Playgroup Star, Peppa proudly shows off her drawing of a house to Madame Gazelle. It's simple, sweet, and drawn on a plain white background. Later, she hangs it on the classroom wall, and sure enough, it's still white. So far, so good. But then, after a quick flashback scene featuring Mummy and Daddy Pig as kids, we return to the classroom. And Peppa's drawing now has a blue background. Same drawing, completely different paper. Did someone sneak in and swap it? Did the wall suddenly repaint itself behind the drawing? Or maybe Peppa used magic crayons with mood-sensing paper. Whatever the reason, her artwork pulled a sneaky transformation and nobody blinked. It's either an animation slip or her drawing evolved mid-episode. 19. Zoe Zebra's Winter Double Trouble. In Santa's Grotto, Peppa and her family arrive at the Christmas fair, where Zoe Zebra and her mom are strolling through the stalls. But here's the weird part. In that very same shot, Zoe and her mom are also up on the Ferris wheel. Same clothes, same hats, same everything. They never left the ground, and there's no time skip. Either Zoe has a secret twin with identical fashion sense, or she's learned how to be in two places at once. Whatever the case, Peppa's Fair might just be hiding its own teleportation ride. 20. The swing that vanished without a trace. In New House, Peppa is happily playing on a swing set right next to the brand new home. All is normal until the Wolf family drives up to say hello. In the very next shot, the swing is gone. No ropes, no seat, nothing. It didn't fall over, and no one moved it. 1 second it's there, the next it's erased like it never existed. Maybe it rolled into the backyard on its own, or maybe the animators decided Peppa didn't need it anymore. Either way, that swing's disappearing act is one of Peppa's strangest unsolved mysteries. And that's it for these bizarre Peppa Pig mistakes. Who knew children's TV could be this chaotic? From teleporting cats to vanishing balloons, the weirdness never ends. What's your favorite cartoon error that makes zero sense? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe if your brain is still recovering from these plot holes.